Hi all, welcome back. This is series 11 video part 2, and in this part of video we will discuss on how to create AWS EKS cluster using eksctl command. In my series of 1 and 2 video, I've already discussed how to create a Kubernetes cluster. I will show you those link over there. You can see this is my series 1. This is a CICD pipeline I've used, but I've created that how to create the Kubernetes cluster over there. In this series, you can see it is a part 2. It is I've covered already how to installation of the Kubernetes cluster with manager and node using command line. So what is basically I'm doing here, I'm creating the cluster with manager as well as nodes using the command line. That is a AWS system or GCP system. You can go and install those things. This is a different way for installing the Kubernetes cluster. This is the first one. And second way, creating the Kubernetes cluster on the Google Kubernetes Engine GKE. This is a PaaS service you can use directly for the Google. How to create cluster I explain in part 3. In part 4, I have explained how to create the EKS. This is a service provided by the AWS, and how to create that cluster over there. That is already covered in series 1. This is a third type. And another type I have covered already in the part 2. In part 2, you can see here this one, how to set up Kubernetes cluster using KOPS on AWS. This is a different way for installing, creating the Kubernetes cluster. And same thing I explain in this part 8 on GCP. So far I have covered 4 type of cluster creation, but I have not covered eksctl way. So in this series, in this video, I will explain how to create eksctl command that's creating that cluster, right? So I've created this PPT, and I will go and I will explain each steps over there. Let me go to next slide. Yeah. So agenda for discussion on this topic, we will go and install AWS CLI on Ubuntu instance. It means we will go and create that instance and use the CLI command over there. And next step, installation of kubectl of Ubuntu instance. So first we will go and create Ubuntu instance and install AWS CLI, because this minimum requirement is there before AWS CLI should be work. kubectl it should be work. So we will go install kubectl. After that, we will go and install eksctl on Ubuntu system. Once we have done 3 prerequisites, then we will go and create the cluster, EKS cluster over there, right? So this is details I've already given here. We go and create one Ubuntu server over there, and we will give the name of the Ubuntu client, and security group we will open only for 22 for connecting to the from our system, right? Then after that, we will go and update the packages and install unzip and git. And after that, we will go and download the AWS clip.zip file, then unzip and install, and we will get the AWS version. That is just the AWS CLI installation of that. After that, we will go and configure those AWS configure parameter. Here, a two-way we can do it. Either you can go in this way, or you can go and attach the role to the EC2 instance, which is Ubuntu there. So both way we can do it. So I'm going to configure using the AWS configure, right? Now after that, we will go and make sure that we have access of the IAM role and STS get caller entity, because this is important. We need to access the cluster environment from this Ubuntu, so we need to make sure that this both command is working. Let me start the demo. Then after that, I will explain the other slide also, right? So I'm logging into AWS account. This one already logged in, and I'm going to create one EC2 instance. No instance are running, you can see here. So let's me go and create one instance over there. So we need to run Ubuntu. So this is the latest version. We can take this one. T2 micro is sufficient. Default VPC, because we are not covering anything VPC things, so I'm not adding anything over there. So next, now we have to give the name, like any Ubuntu client we can give, right? Now security grows a custom, that is okay. Or we can select, I have already my MSD. This is security 80 to 22 is open, but we can go for those. Anyone we can take, that it doesn't matter, right? So just go and launch. Key pair, I'm using this key pair. Then I have launched the instance, right? So it is pending. Let me open it, my download folder. This is my download folder. I will use Git plus here for connecting the instance. You can use the any other method, whatever you are compatible. This one, right? So I think it is a ready state, so we can go and connect it, right? So just I am taking SSH client and connecting with that, right? It's connected. So first, let me update the packages. It will take few seconds. Then after that, we will go and install the unzip and git. Both things we will go and do it. It's done. Yeah, it's done. We need to do it separately. It's working. Right. Now I am going to use this install the git. If you'll use the GitHub URL for that, then I've created the already GitHub URL for that. I will show you those things. So now this is the curl command for that installing the zip file. You can see currently ls we don't have anything. So you can see it is we will get it to unzip it. It will create the AWS folder, and we have to give the install. I will show you that. You can see this is AWS is created the folder. Okay, it's done. Now we need to check the version, only AWS version, right? It is installed. You can see this is already installed, right? Now we have done this step. Now we need to go and configure AWS configure. You can use the role also. So this is my access key for current user. You can create your access key for that. We will use US East 1. So I'm giving that region, and the output is default is okay, right? Now we need to check those things, whether it is working or not. We are able to access those thing. So first we will check for the list users. Yeah, you can see in my account we have 3 users currently. So able to that currently I'm using the my admin user for that for this account. So let's go and check those things also. See, this is my admin user, this is ARN for that, and this is my account number. Okay. So we have installed and we have connected to the AWS instance from this machine, and we got all those IAM access for that, right? So next step, we will move and install the kubectl. So kubectl version, if you'll go and check here, let me clear it. Currently, we don't have any command, right? So we will go and first curl install the package, then give the access to the kubectl. You can see we will get that kubectl right here. So now we will go executable command to this one. Now you can see here it is showing in green color because we're given the access for that. Now we need to set the path. If you want to log in again in the this Ubuntu log out and log in, then please make sure you are using this step because we need to set the path. This is a temporary path set we have done. So if kubectl is not working, please make sure that again run this line, right? Now it is a client version we have installed for the, because we will go and run that kubectl from connecting to the cluster. So here we need to install the client version that is installed already, right? And you can see that this is a documentation for AWS where I have taken this installation. You could go and take it those things, right? So now next one, this installation of the eksctl on one instance. So first we need to go and download the packages for that. It is bin is installed, right? You can see here bin. Now we may move to the our main directory root path. For that, you use your local bin path. This bin folder I have moved over there, and now you can see lscgg. You can see we copied it, right? And now we will go and check the version directly. This is install 7.0. This is the guidelines for installation for that. This is Amazon documentation for using that eksctl, right? So follow this documentation or follow this PPT. Now we have done it as per the agenda. We have done installation of CLI. We have installation kubectl. Now install eksctl. Now we need to go and install the cluster and nodes, right? So for that, creating a cluster for that, this is a cluster command for that. Let me run and I will explain this one. So let me show you first cluster, right? EKS. You can see here we don't have any cluster currently, and each EC2 instance we have just created instances here, and we have only one running instance. You can see in the dashboard. Only one instance is running because it will create the instances node over here when we will run this command, right? So let me clear it. Okay. Now let me run this command, then I will explain it, right? Yeah, it is started, right? So it will take at least 15 minutes for creating the cluster. So meanwhile, I will explain this one. So it is a EKCL create cluster command is there, and hyphen name. I've explained here cluster name. I've given this name EKS cluster demo, and you can see hyphen name. This name is there, and our second parameter is the region. I pass that region which region you want to create it. If you have a different region, please change here. A cluster name, you can change it here. Node group name for EKS cluster demo standard. This is a name for that node group, and node group is where nodes will be created. Once cluster will create, I will show you here in the node group because it is not showing anything here. So I will show you node group also after, because for plus cluster will create, then after creating the master node, and then it will go to create the worker node, right? So this is the name for that node group name. I've given this name. You can give the any name for that, right? And node type means which type of instance you want to run and the node. So if you are going to work only on the few containers, because this is three small, is very less compute, only one is it, its configuration is one CPU and 2 GB RAM. So it is very less. If you want to run limited containers, like five to 10 containers, that is okay for T3 small. Otherwise, go for the M5 large. M5 large is 2 GB, 2 CPU, 2 core CPU, and 8 GB RAM. So here we are getting the more memory. Then we can create the more containers for there. So I have to give a demo on the STO and other Linkerd. So I have need to create multiple containers over here. So I have taken here M5 large. But if you want to go practice for that, you can use this 3 small, right? And how this is your nodes, how many nodes you want to create. So I have given 2 nodes. So it means it will go and create the 2 nodes only. So it means when it will going to create the nodes in the EC2 dashboard, we will get 2 more instance over here, right? So minimum node and maximum node, what is the node size you want to, because it is a managed cluster, it will work as a auto scaling. So if you go to maximum node value 4, 5, then it will go and auto scale it. That is another work you can do it. So that is things I explain those things. And after that, when it cluster is created, this is we will check the nodes, services, all that is the we will go and check it out. And for creating this command and other details, you can go and go to this URL where Amazon documentation, everything is mentioned over there, right? So that is the things. Let me check how much time it will creating the. Actually, it is working on the CloudFormation stacks is running over there, and stacks. I think we will go over there. We will get that stacks is also creating over there. So let me log in on the CloudFormation also. You see, it is creating 2 stack here. It will create first stack for the cluster and second stack for the notebook, right? So resources, you can so it is started creating multiple resources here there. So VPC, see multiple things. It is going service role, route tables. It is creating on own VPC, right? So if you'll go to the VPC, you can see that one more VPC is created. See, it is creating VPC. It is created one net gateway, subnets for that, and if you open that VPC, you will say EKS cluster demo cluster or VPC, and the CID range for that. So and next thing, what is it? It will create everything, net gateway, internet gateway for that, right? Control pan, then it is still creating in progress. And go and see here our cluster. Let me refresh it here. You can see it is in creating version EKS. So this name we have given in the name EKS cluster demo. It is showing over here. And if you go here, that resources tab, actually API endpoint, everything it will become once it will completed those things. So go to the resources, compute side. Yeah, compute, you can see here node group is there. So currently we don't have any node group because still it is not started creation. We can create a multiple node group from multiple cluster, or we can it will create currently one node group over there, and name whatever you have given here, this name will be created, and two M5 large instance will be created under this node group. I hope you understand those things, right? So it will take, I think, 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes more. So I'm pausing this video and I will come back once it will create it, right? Yeah, you can see that it is a completed, just not completed. And it is showing that EKS cluster is in US East region is ready. So let's go and check it. Oh, what happened? Okay, clear. Okay, now we will go and check the instance. Let me refresh it. It is showing now 3. And you can see the security group is created, elastic IP is created, volume 3 volume is created, right? So you can see here it is created 2 cluster and type is M5 large, and region you can see this one, and private IP, let me show you the private IP here. It is showing this 192 range because it deployed in different VPC. If I will go in the security, you can see this VPC ID is showing eksctl demo cluster, right? VPC, it is created newer VPC. And you can see this same one, it's created in networking, same VPC. And whatever earlier we've created Ubuntu client machine, that is in VPC, default VPC created, right? So it means it is created everything here to second VPC, and let me show you dashboard here. Refresh. It is created one VPC, 4 subnets, route tables, internet gateway, net gateway. So it is very costly. You can say that demo, because we have to pay costing for the net gateway also for that, right? Net gateway is not free. So this one, and net we have to pay for net gateway, and instance wise you have to pay for the M5 large charges for that, right? And for the cluster side, you can see this is a refresh. We don't showing any node group. Let me refresh it here. You can see 2 nodes are showing here. M5 large created 6 minutes ago, right? And this node group is created, correct? And this is charges for EKS cluster also. So once you have done those things, please remove all those resources, right? So we have created EC2 instance, VPC, CloudFormation template. You can see this is two stacks are created, and second stack you can see this is the creating node group and everything here in second one, and first one created the cluster for that, right? So that we have done. Now we will go and connect it, right? So it already created. So just go and run this kubectl or kubectl. Get pods. I think we don't have any pods, right? So get service. So its default service is created for Kubernetes cluster IP, right? Let me do it all. You can see we don't have anything, only one default service is created, right? So let me check the namespace. It is created by default 4 namespaces for any cluster. This is a default one where we are working. We are checking all those in default cluster. This is a three namespace will created by the Kubernetes, where it is putting our kube system, kube public, kube node release. It is used by the system one, right? So we have successfully connected with the cluster. And let me go back to the slide. It is created. We have test those things. Yeah, we can check this one also, get nodes and get what is the IP for that. You will get, let me enlarge it here. So In wide, we will get the details for that. You can see get the IP address for two nodes we have, version, internal IP, external IP, what is the image, OS, right? That we are getting over there. And also we will check for the ports, but I think we don't have any ports. We will not get anything here. Yeah, it is showing ports for the system port, which is running over there. This is a system which is running on the our cluster for that, right? Don't have any custom one, right? So we have done up to this place. If you want to deploy any application, so I would like to suggest that go to again my series 1 video. In this video, I have deployed that things and how to deploy those pipeline using the Jenkins and other things I have done. And simple testing, you can simple create one application and test it out, and other things I mentioned over here in this series already. So I'm not covering those how to deploy application over here, other things in this series. So only motive for that, we have created this cluster, and our cluster is working, and it is accessible from the Ubuntu client, right? So next part of the next video, we will discuss on this same series how to create the installation of the Istio on EKS, and we will go to install book info application, that is microservices. We will install multiple containers over there, and we will see the graphs how communication between those microservices using the Kiali and Agar, right? So that, but we will use the same EKS cluster over in this here, which we've already created so far. So if in I've covered everything in one, it will become video very long. So I've created the EKS cluster, and rest of the video we will use same cluster over there, right? So thanks for watching it. Please like and subscribe my channel. And any query, please post me. I will reply on that. Thanks for watching. We will meet in the next series for part 3. For that, we will go and deploy that Istio, right? Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.